How many people are you envious of where you're like, why are they always getting the opportunities? Why is their business going so well? Why am I working so hard, not getting a break and feel like this person's getting a break? Well, it's because they have the mindset of being ready. They have the mindset that the ball is always coming to them. Having the mindset that everything is coming to you will make more things come to you.
Welcome, everybody, to the Chris Harder Show, where we are making you unapologetic about your pursuit of success, knowing that when good people like you make good money, they can then do great things. My name is Chris Harder, and several times per week, I will bring you epic guests, solo episodes, and every single tool, trick, and skill set you need to grow your business, grow your money mindset, and to grow your wealth to levels that you have never reached before. I've ended up in a unique place in life where I've got the experience, the connections, and all of the secrets that it takes to be successful. And I'm lifting the curtain to reveal it all to you in an effort to help put you in a position of abundance so great that you can then be as generous as possible. So let's lock arms and let's get started.
And we're back.
With another episode of He Said, She Said.
And I am back from pickleball lessons. Actually, I'm back from 3.5 hours of playing pickleball today. I'm so sore. But before we get into that, because I learned some really cool things that apply to business, you guys are going to love these. I wanted to congratulate you, babe, because you are crushing your Glossy holiday sale. And I'm so proud of you.
I'm so excited about everybody who has been uploading their photos of them either wrapping gifts or them getting their product in time for the holidays. If you want to feel good, you guys, if you want to feel and stay hydrated, because I know you're probably eating extra cookies and I know you're probably drinking extra cocktails. I'm telling you, you don't want to wake up feeling like crap on January 1st, and you absolutely don't have to. It is these small rituals that are really going to ground you. And so many people are investing so much time and effort into their skin through topicals, you guys, especially I feel like this time of year, we're wearing all kinds of makeup. You're going and trying to feel great for January 1st and getting all your facials and doing all the things. You need to be doing your internal skincare, you guys. So there is a sale that is happening right now, not much longer, you guys. It is buy two, get one free. Go and check it out. And you can still get your holiday order if you order right now. Right now.
Buy two, get one free is a bargain. So go to Get Glossy. That's GLOCI, getglossy.com. The holiday sale ends when, babe?
December 18th.
December 18th. Buy two, get one free. Okay. So I've been wanting to get better and better at pickleball. And we belong to this country club in Newport Beach here, which is a tennis and pickleball club. And it is like a who's who of business there. And it's great networking. So I've been wanting to go from good to great so I can really play well there. And I've got a buddy named John who also is trying to do the same thing there. So he has roped me into taking pro lessons. And I'm so glad that he has. So the guy that is giving us lessons, he is such a good coach that he coaches two people that are in the top 50 pro pickleball players in the country. And so obviously we're going to get pretty good pretty quick working with this guy. Well, there were a few lessons in there that applied to business that totally stuck out. And that's what I came home and I was telling Lori all these analogies. And she's like, this has to be our he said, she said. So the first lesson is this. He said to us, before we even had a paddle in hand, he goes, matter of fact, he goes, put those paddles down. This is the most important lesson. It has nothing to do with you holding a paddle. I said, okay, what's that? And he said, it's mindset. And specifically, it's the mindset of assuming that the ball is always coming to you, even in the least likely of scenarios. And he said, it's the mindset of being ready. You must always assume the ball is coming to you in any scenario because that way you're ready and it shaves a half a step or a full step off of your motion. It's all about being mentally in the position to be able to react faster to the opportunity in front of you. And not only did that help our game significantly, but when you think about it with business, how many people are you envious of where you're like, why are they always getting the opportunities? Why is their business going so well? Why am I working so hard, not getting a break and feel like this person's getting a break? Well, it's because they have the mindset of being ready for the opportunity that's in front of them. They have the mindset that the ball is always coming to them. They call it a law of attraction even. And that's not where I was going with this, but that also applies. Having the mindset that everything is coming to you will make more things come to you.
So if we're translating this into business, just like Chris is saying, opportunities don't go to lucky people. They go to ready people. They go to people who are positioned and ready. Because if you think about the amount of opportunities that have probably come your way that you haven't even recognized because you're not prepared for it, or maybe you've been in a room where there's someone who could offer you something that could be a massive opportunity, but because you're not ready, you wouldn't even bother going up and asking for it or introducing yourself to that person. We are always in rooms of opportunities, but it just determines if they're going to come to you by your readiness.
So lesson number 1, always assume the ball, aka the opportunity, is coming to you, and it's mindset first. He literally made us learn that before picking up our paddles. Then he gives us the paddles and he says, lesson number 2 is this. You guys are young, athletic guys, and I was watching you play. That's what he said to us because he watched us play a little bit beforehand first. He said, and I can tell that you think that you can make up for any lack of talent by using your speed or your athletic talent out there. He said, the problem is this. In this game and in life, fundamentals beat raw talent every time. And guess what? He's not wrong, because I've got a real example of this. So after we had our lessons, after we were already like 100% better than before the lessons, we went and we played some pickup games with some guys at the club. And you kind of rotate through and you play whoever's up next. Well, we were standing across from 2 guys in their mid-70s. Now, no disrespect, but these guys were statues. They were so, like, I don't know, sore or stiff, whatever the word would be. They couldn't bend over to pick up the ball, and I'm not exaggerating. They couldn't move. So John and I felt bad. We're like, oh God, this is going to be terrible. Like, maybe we'll be nice to these guys. Lori, they beat us 2 games in a row, 11-3 and 11-5. Why? Because they understood the fundamentals. They knew exactly where to be. Like put yourself in the right position matters more than talent. They understood exactly how to use their paddle to get me on tilt. They get me going one way and then all of a sudden they hit it the other way. One guy had a no-look hit. I'm not kidding. So he had this little talent where he would look the other way and then hit it the opposite direction. Now, he's a statue. He couldn't move to save his life, but he didn't have to. He was always in the right position, and he knew how to get us on tilt. And so these 2 guys in their mid to upper 70s that literally physically couldn't move beat young John and I 11-3 and 11-5 because they understood the fundamentals.
So in business, this is really where, if you think about it, talent can really create momentum. Like, you can build a lot of things up with talent and natural skill and natural draw, natural charisma, all of those things. But fundamentals are the things that create skill. So a lot of people, you'll kind of see that people who maybe are good at something can get out there, they can wow people, but maybe you notice that they don't have a really big business or they feel like they're always capping out. It's because it's the fundamentals that are going to be scalable.
Actually, guys, hold on a sec. I'm going to interrupt this podcast for something really, really important. And if you've been a long-time listener, you know I have never, ever interrupted my podcast to share something before. But the reason why I believe it's so important is I just had my annual tax and wealth planning meeting. And I've been given access, just like every year, to so many incredible tax saving hacks, so many privileged moves that I can make with my family office, that it's kind of unfair that everybody else doesn't get these. Now, if you're familiar with the family office, you have to have a certain level of wealth to be able to work with one. And most people listening probably can't just go and work with my family office. And so the reason why I haven't brought this up before is I haven't actually had a solution for you until now. A solution, quite frankly, that is so important, I'm interrupting this podcast for it. Now, dear friends of mine started a company a while back called True Wealth. And not only do I trust them dearly, I have watched what they have done with my friends and my clients to be able to coordinate their tax situation, their business compliance situation, their insurance situation, and their personal wealth management. because these are not separate things. This is the number one mistake I see entrepreneurs make. They go out and they piece together these separate people for their business compliance and for their tax situation and for their personal wealth building, and they don't work together. Except that's the problem. Each one of these things actually depend on each other to maximize the savings. And I don't mean by a little bit, I mean by a ton. Because I trust True Wealth so much, I am sharing this with you right now, not as an ad, because I am not getting paid for this, but because I believe it's that important for you to explore. If you have a multiple six-figure business, preferably they're a good fit for those with a seven-figure business or close to it or higher, then I want you to hit pause real quick and set up a free call with my friends. Set up the call at chrisharder.me/wealth. That is chrisharder.me.me/wealth. I'm telling you, you can't afford to piece these things together anymore. You are wasting so much money. And if you're sick and tired of feeling like you're working too hard to have too little money left, these are the people that'll fix it, because there's a lot of money out there that you don't realize that could be left over that you don't have access to. So just set up the free call. They're my friends. I've literally never interrupted a podcast for something like this before, so you know it's important. Go to chrisharder.me/wealth and then let me know how it goes. I'll let them know that you're calling. All right, back to the episode.
So you need clear messaging that people can instantly understand. You need an offer that solves one specific problem well. You need simple systems that reduce decision fatigue and reduce you doing the same thing over and over and over again. And these are all different things in your business that you literally need to focus on, and they are the fundamentals of your business.
I love that you brought up the people with all the charisma. You're like, oh my gosh, they get a fast start in their business, but they hit a ceiling.
Yeah.
Just like us out on pickleball court. We lean on our athletic ability, but guess what? You hit a ceiling and get beat by a couple 70-year-olds. This is good news for all of you listening. If you feel like you're not naturally talented, or if you're not naturally smart or naturally charismatic, or if you're like, oh gosh, I don't understand numbers, I don't understand that, right? Because that's a real thing. A lot of people are like, I'm not naturally inclined to be good at this. Doesn't matter. If you learn the fundamentals, you can be way better and have no ceiling compared to the person that's getting by on their charisma or the one or two things that they're naturally good at.
And a lot of burnout is coming from wasted movement.
Oh yeah, waste energy.
Meaning maybe you're posting without capturing your leads. So you're doing all of these posts, you're doing all of these emails, but maybe you don't have a clean CTA. Maybe you don't have a clean ManyChat. Maybe you don't have a place for these people to go so you can post all day, thinking you're just going to capture some people in the DMs, but these are not systems that are scalable. And you're creating a ton of audience attention without conversion strategy. So you're working harder instead of smarter.
Yeah, our instructor talked a lot about it. He said, if you're tired after the first game, you are absolutely doing it wrong, because you shouldn't have a lot of wasted energy out there, including the number of reps that we took, how to properly hit a ball on a return, how to properly hit a ball on a reserve. And he was so anal about always have the paddle here when you start, always have the paddle there when you start, always be right here with your body. Because if you don't take a larger swing, if you don't waste all this motion, it saves your energy, it saves the time, and you can react quicker. So fundamentals will always make up for anything else. Then the third lesson he gave us was to stop staring at the score, instead work the plan. He said, listen, just like in business. Now, he drew his own business analogy here, by the way. I don't know if that's a coincidence or what, but he goes, just like in business, you don't sit and stare at your bank account all day long expecting it to grow. He said, instead, you stare at the plan and you analyze the plan and you work the plan all day. And then as a result, the bank account grows. And so this is the same thing. In pickleball, you don't like concentrate on the score and hope that you're going to score more. You have to concentrate, not to go back to the fundamentals, but you have to concentrate on the fundamentals. You have to concentrate on the plan. When you're playing partners, there's a very specific plan called stacking, like based on who's left-handed, who's right-handed. There's all these things that you have to do in order to work the plan.
All right. So just like Chris said, in business, you're not going to grow by obsessively checking your stuff. I don't know about you, but I've absolutely posted reels before and then just stared at it for an hour. It's like, what am I, how is this? I'm like, what is this weird addiction that's happening right now? I'm like, no, You post it because that's the plan. You get off and you go do something else that is a part of the plan. Like so many people get stuck refreshing their Shopify, refreshing their Instagram, going and checking their emails. They're doing so much busy work and checking in on so many things that they're not actually getting to the work of what moves the needle. So every day in your business, ask yourself when you're doing each task, is this moving the needle? Is this bringing dollars in? What is this doing?
And I've got a fourth lesson that is like nothing he taught us. Instead, it's something I observed. And it was this. We joined this pickleball club, I don't know, 6-7 months ago. And I had all the intentions of going, one, to have more fun in my life. But number two, because I know that, matter of fact, the owner told us there's a higher concentration of billionaires, 9-figure millionaires, like 100 million and up, that are members of the club there than any other paid club in the area, which is hard to believe. This is Newport Beach. And so the networking there is off the charts, and I've been meaning to go for that. But guess what? Despite my good intentions, I wasn't going. I was making excuses. I got to go to the gym instead, or I got this meeting instead, or, oh, it's not enough time to just dip in for a couple games, or it feels awkward to go figure it out. I had all the excuses, right? So we're paying for this membership, not using it, but I wanted to really go badly. Enter John into my life. He joins the club, and he's like, hey, we're going to start going every single Thursday. I found this dude's club. And it's great networking. And he said, hey, we're going to take lessons. Hence why we ended up taking lessons today. Hey, we're going to spend Saturday. We're going to play a couple games at a time. Then we're going to take this lesson and then we're going to play a few games afterwards and end up spending 3.5 hours there playing. I wouldn't be doing this without having a friend or a person in my life that said, hey, I know you have this goal. I'm going to make us do this. And now I'm so happy that I've got somebody, for the past 2 weeks now I've been going, making me do this. And so the fourth lesson is, guys, if you are putting something up, if you're procrastinating, if you can't make yourself do something you know that you should or want to be doing, yeah, it's partially your fault. But more importantly, it's time to analyze why you don't have somebody in your life that's saying, hey, I know this is important to you. I'm going to make you go and grab you by the hand and say, we're doing this. We can't do it by ourselves, despite our good intentions. We're always going to run out of energy. We're always going to run out of time. It's very important that you are critical about who's in your life and are they pushing you towards your goals or are they allowing you to make excuses?
Mm-hmm. We're so grateful for you guys. I hope that this helps you really look at the different things, not only to open you up to new networks, new business ideas, but also when you're happy, it's going to reflect in everything that you do in your relationships, your life, and you're going to become a magnet for those opportunities.
Speaking of opportunities, guys, we have now passed the halfway mark for filling up the elite level mastermind. That means seats are running real quickly. Matter of fact, we have 4 more invitations out there. I know for sure 3 of them are going to say yes after doing their interviews. So we're actually way past the halfway mark. So don't delay. I know it's like the holidays and I know you're like, oh gosh, I'm not thinking about masterminds till next year, etc. Don't delay because you're going to miss out on ours. This is the most hands-on, most lock arms, most talented room of 30 businesses that you could ever wish to be in if you have a 7 or 8 figure business. So go to chrisharder.me/mastermind. It's hybrid coaching and mastermind. So you get the group, you get the collaboration, and you get the one-on-one coaching with me. You get the text access to Lori and I. I mean, this is the one where like, okay, how can we help be responsible for your business success this year? So if that sounds good, and if you have a 7 or 8 figure business, technically, if you have a business over 500K, you're allowed to apply for it. Go to chrisharder.me/mastermind. That is chrisharder.me.me/mastermind.
You guys, this will literally collapse time for you. Don't spend another year trying to figure it out on your own when you could actually reach your goals this year and beyond. Okay, we will talk to you next week. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening. And if you loved this episode and know of someone else who is as successful as they are generous, please pass them on to me. It would mean the world to me if you help me get this cause and this message out to as many listeners as I can. So please, if you liked what you heard, it goes a long way if you take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review and share this with your friends. I'll be forever grateful. And until the next episode, cheers to your success.